In the future, the technology that exists right now is near field technology and Bluetooth, where there's a 30-foot read rate where they can pick up that information. So if I am law enforcement and I ask the vehicle in front of me to share their digital ID if they have one, the plan and the goal is, it's being tested right now, is that they would be able to say yes, the driver, and then that law enforcement could then receive that information before they even exit their vehicle.
Follow up.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So in theory, the reader very soon in the future, that digital ID reader is going to be able to see that there are either one mobile driver's licenses or within 30 feet if you're in a crowd, or if the vehicle has more people, it'll be able to see those, that there are other driver's licenses within that radius.
Administrator McClellan.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Cole, that is actually the challenge for this use case right now, is how do they differentiate between multiple people in a vehicle that might have multiple digital IDs? And that's what AAMVA, ISO standard, all of those folks are working on right now. How do you differentiate that specific identification that's in that vehicle?
Follow up.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What are the possibilities for solving that use case?
Mr. McClellan.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Cole, they're very close. Again, when they send that message out, it might show up on each individual mobile device, and each person in that vehicle would have to say yes, yes, yes to be able to present that digital information. Of course, they can't consume it all at one time. They would have to do one at a time.
One more follow-up, Mr. Chairman.
If you promise.
So presumably that reader is going to know that there are multiple driver's licenses within that radius. Is that correct?
Mr. McClellan.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Cole, I don't know how to answer that question. I'm not that technical in that piece of it. I'm not sure it's going to have to figure out how to pick up each individual one there.
I suspect the answer is it has the capacity. It depends on the programming, right? Senator Adams, your light's no longer on. Senator Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a comment about the last line of questioning.
Sure.
So we know from what happened January 6, 2020, that there's something called geofencing. And law enforcement and sophisticated corporations can figure out who is where based on where phones are. And so we can know where a person is with this geofencing technology, which has been around for years now. So I don't see why this would be anything different. I think we would know, who's in a vehicle, whether they're driving. We won't know who the driver is, but we'll know who's in the vehicle. And it seems to me this is a search without a warrant, and I'm very uncomfortable. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah, it's not a question, I think. So you can respond to that if you like. But
No, I'd like to respond to that, Mr. Chairman, if I can. The scenario that you just described works with pinging of cell phone towers and individual devices that are connected to those towers. That is completely exclusive from MDL. There's no connection to that. What makes MDL adoptable by consumers, people like myself, would be that I have total control over who gets to see my information. The reason that digital ID is important is we can begin to prevent identity fraud. We can prevent people from stealing my financial stuff, which actually just about happened this week. And so having that ability to be in total control of my identity and to use it for any transaction that I'm doing, whether I'm online or in person, means that I am in total control of what is happening to me as a person.
Mr. McClellan, it strikes me that the distinction there is that the devices have the capability to do everything everyone is saying. They can be limited to only look at certain things if they're programmed in that way, but that's only down to the folks who are programming it. The devices have the capacity to share a lot more information than that. So I think that I don't know, it's sort of one of these deals where we're trying to figure out how to draw that line of trust, I guess. Speaking for myself, really, but in interpreting some of the other comments. Any other questions for Administrator McClellan? expired, but we do have a question I see. Are you willing to take a question?
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Senator
Mr.
Cole,
Chair.
go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Evans, for the testimony. Do you see this digital ID system being attached to having medical records attached to the digital ID?
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Follow up?
follow up. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I'm just thinking about the practicality of this. Do you see things like vaccination records being attached to this digital ID with those medical records?
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Do appreciate you calling in. I don't see any other questions. So please have a wonderful afternoon.